and welcome to another episode of Trailblazers Rising. I'm so excited to have my friend, and I've known her pre-entrepreneurship or like baby entrepreneurship, I will say. We worked together at the restaurant that will not be named, and if we name it, we're going to cut it out of the recording. And everybody, please give a big round of applause to my friend Antoinette, aka the Red Lotus Chick.
Hi.
So, welcome. It's so nice to have you on as a fellow entrepreneur with multiple business ventures going at the same time, which is something that you are way more experienced in than I am. So, I will
Woo!
be hitting you up after the call for your advice on all the things that I'm dealing with. So, with
Okay.
that being said, I'm going to dive right in because I know everybody listening really wants to know what sparked your entrepreneurial fire.
Well, I've always wanted to own my own business, like, ever since I was a little girl. I knew that I wanted to be my own boss, right? Be my own boss. I've been told I'm a little insubordinate from my bosses too.
Aquarius.
No, I
She's an Aquarius sun,
right,
everybody.
right. But no, I always knew that I wanted to own my own business, so it was just like, I guess, like, a matter of getting there. So, I started off in the music business, waitressing and hustling, and then really real estate was the thing that, um, was allowed me to, like, really enter full-time entrepreneurship and no longer work a 9 to 5.
Yeah, and even the 9 to 5, we were unconventional in the 9 to 5 that we went after, Restaurant
Yeah.
industry is the flexible 9 to 5 where you're like, "All right, I can pick up a shift, I can make some money," and I do remember you perhaps selling baked goods for donations when we worked at that terrible
Listen, I was always like the hustle queen. So the baked goods were for the music. So at the time I was funding and financing my music career and I'm picking up doubles, but also I needed more money for the music video. So I started baking cupcakes and like sweet potato pies and everything because I was like, oh, well, I know I'll be here 12 hours out of the day and I need, you know, 50, 60 more bucks. So yeah, it was always like in me to hustle and get the things that I wanted.
Absolutely. So, now that you've been in the game for a while and you are in I like to call the unconventional real estate game because it is unusual and it is a much lower barrier to entry.
Yes.
How do you balance that strategic and creative side that we need to flourish as entrepreneurs?
Balance, that's a word, right? Because balance implies that, or at least the way that I used to think about it was that it was static, right? Meaning when you're balanced, you're no longer moving. But really, I have changed my perception around that to think about being balanced as a verb. Like it's constantly happening. We're constantly adjusting because in reality, when you're a mom, when you're a wife, when you're an entrepreneur with multiple businesses, the thought of being balanced is just like there's no such thing. Sometimes some things get more attention than other things. So right now I'm in the process of like really kind of finding um I want to say a more consistent flow of things, right? Because as business owners, again, as moms, we wear multiple hats. I wear multiple hats. So now I'm in this place where I'm like, boom, business is going well, but then, you got other things like family things that you got to focus on, school is you got to focus on. So now I'm in this place where I'm really trying to dial down and get like a system, Melanie, a system.
Hi, systems. I am a firm believer that we can just systemize just about everything in our life.
Yeah, so the systems, the habits, my husband would, like, bark at me if he heard me saying this. He's like, "I've been telling you about habits for years," and I'm like, "You're too loud." But really, yeah, really, I'm at that point now where it's like, yeah, we gotta have them. We gotta like, it's a non-negotiable.
When I talk about systems to my clients or to the members of the Neurospicy Academy, it's really like it's a varying routine, right? So if you know that every day you have to answer emails, right? Then perhaps we
Mhm.
want to look at what time of day we're going to answer emails, right? Are we going to answer emails from bed because we require a little bit of horizontal time? Are we going to answer emails while we're at the kids' tennis or soccer practice? Because then we have a little bit of quiet time. You look up, you watch them score, and you go, "Yeah, hey, I was here for both things." So it's really
Mhm.
like I have these things that are on my to do list, or now what I'm referring to as my agenda, because the to do list was
Yeah.
getting overwhelming and it
Yeah.
just keeps growing. And the agenda is like, all right, well, it's a Friday. You and I were just talking before the recording that
Yeah.
it's, kind of fuck around and find out day because it's Friday and we've been working all week. I don't want to work anymore. I don't, my brain said no, thank you. So really,
Basically.
you know, I also like to somebody mentioned at the academy, one of my clients that's been with me for a very long time, that this year she's going after harmony instead of balance.
That's me.
Oh, that wasn't you? No, it can be both of you now.
Right. My 20 word for the year is harmony. It is
Oh my God, I
harmony.
have to.
Why
And
don't
you
you
go to
do
the
your
Neurospicy Academy too. And she's in real
Yeah,
estate too.
yeah.
I told you guys you got to link up.
Yeah.
I told you guys you
Oh
got to
my
link up. All
gosh.
right. So you're in this unconventional world of real estate, which is tax deed sales. Can you tell me a little bit
Mhm.
about it from the perspective of a fellow Floridian who knows
Okay.
that the laws here are weird? And what does it take to be successful in tax deed sales?
Ah, man. Okay. So first off, Florida is a hybrid state. So they sell both tax lien certificates and tax deeds. Okay. Every single state has a way that they sell tax defaulted properties. This is not something that is new, but it is something that is not talked about as often as what I call sexy real estate, like Airbnbs, like the Burr method, like the fix and flips, like the renovation and the property brothers. Like that's sexy real estate, right? Not a lot of people are talking about tax deed sales. So in the state of Florida, we sell both tax lien certificates and tax deeds. But in a nutshell, when you buy a tax deed, you own that property free and clear, outright, no mortgages. You're paying the back taxes. So you're buying properties for pennies on the dollar just by paying the back taxes and you own that property with no mortgage. So then, in order to be successful, you really just need to really understand the concept, understand the laws, because this is like government backed real estate. Okay. The coding is in the state laws for how to sell these properties. So it's really just about being educated and really just going for it. We are buying diamonds in the rough, okay? And when we say rough, we mean rough, okay? Again, properties, okay? The money is in the problem solving. But, therein lies a great opportunity to, polish a diamond and really gain a lot of equity from it. So, yeah, it's fun. It's fun for me.
That's exciting. Can you share with us a recent win in your business?
Yeah, so I just launched a software. So actually, it's a nationwide distress property software. So it has tax liens, tax deeds, over-the-counter properties, and foreclosures, and I recently just bought a house in Jacksonville, Florida for, like, $3,000.
That's
It's
where I
ridiculous.
live. Are you gonna come live by?
I'm not gonna live in it. Actually, I gotta listen, that baby is rough. She is
Oh,
rough, okay? So we're gonna have to do we're gonna have to do a lot of work, there, but yeah, I will be visiting Jacksonville during this, renovation project because 'cause we're basically gonna be doing, like, construction on this house, right? Might just knock it down and build it all the way back up, which means that's a totally new constructed house. So I'm excited about that project. And yeah, it's just the beginning that we got the property for
what part of town
$3,000.
or what part of town? Tell me everything.
It's close to downtown. It's close to downtown. I can't remember the address off the top of my head. McQuaid Street. It's like McQuaid Street, but it's close to downtown.
Okay. Is it near I live in the Riverside, Avondale area. There's another area. It's fine. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. I know people that live over in a neighborhood over there in the downtown area.
Yeah.
So that's so exciting. Well, you know to hit me up when you're here. Don't get me off topic, bitch. I have a podcast to run. Jeez Louise. All right. Fortunately, I know how to get the train back on the tracks because I deal with nothing
Yeah.
but neurospices all day long. So making big deals like this, I also know that you're into coaching and stuff. What happens when you have to deal with rejection sensitivity? What happens? What are the systems and strategies you've worked out when a potential client ghosts you because it happens, or you miss out on a property that you really wanted to get? How do you talk yourself off that ledge?
Oh man, I just lost out on some properties literally like last week because this is one of the things about being a coach and a real estate investor and that word balance. Like sometimes things are just, everywhere. Things are happening, right? Going to participate in the auction, but I sent my deposit in too late. So guess what? That means that the next morning I didn't get to participate in the auction because the money hadn't settled yet. And two of the properties that I really wanted, like sold for super cheap. And I was like, and that really just had to do with my timing of everything. I had group coaching the day before. So it's just like, oh, like, I lost it. I could have definitely like won those properties if I was a little bit more prepared and I sent my money in earlier. So, I mean, I've been taking rejection like my whole life, right? In the music industry, you're constantly getting rejected. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
no, you're not the right type of artist. So I feel like I was really like prepped for that. But I will say that I've been learning more now to not take things personally. Like, even with, some of my coaching clients or people that I talk to that say they want coaching, but then they don't eventually go with my program, to not take things personally because it really doesn't have anything to do with like me per se, but more so about where that person is in their journey. So I think that I've been learning a lot about myself in the process of, even coaching people, because coaching people requires you to grow. A lot of people think that like coaching is like this super easy thing. No, it takes vast amounts of empathy and compassion and self-reflection that, sometimes you're like, oh man, I'm advising this person and I feel like I'm advising myself. I feel like I'm giving some good
Yeah.
stuff. I need for my own advice. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's not easy, but honestly it's been like really rewarding and started me on this new path of self-care and harmony.
It's like you're a psychic, and I know that we've been talking about self-care a lot in the Slack channels at the Neurospicy Academy, where I am second in
Yeah.
command and you are one of our founding members. So thank you for setting this softball up for me. Being an entrepreneur is stressful. Running businesses is stressful. So if I were to
Mhm.
drop a camera crew in your house for this past 7 days, what would they have recorded when it came to your self-care?
Oh, my self-care? Oh, I've been doing good this week. I kinda was like, I'm gonna take a week for myself to just get my mind in order and have a better understanding of things. So this week was a pause week for me. Where I was like, I gotta hit a pause. I gotta do some self-reflection. I gotta understand what's happening. So I've been doing a lot of outside time, like just soaking up the sun, grounding myself on the earth, putting my feet in the grass. So I've been really paying attention to my energy levels, taking my vitamins. So the camera crew would have seen me doing a really good job this week. I don't know how productive it was for
Yay!
business, but it was good for me. And now I kind of feel like, okay, I can kind of get a handle on things and set my up for next week to work, a little bit more harder in the business. But I just needed a pause moment. I think it's very important because personally, I have not been doing a good job at self-care. And we talked about it. Somehow in our minds we get this grind like, oh, I come from the grind like team no sleep. I'm not on that team anymore. Throw that team in the trash. I'm not on team no sleep anymore. I'm on team I need 8 hours and don't talk to me if I don't get 8 hours. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm on team if I need to take a nap in the middle of the day, don't talk to me until I take a nap. So now I'm on a different team and I'm learning how to, care for Antoinette so Antoinette can care for other people.
Oh my god, I love that. You know that my special interest is research. So whenever I hear about a
Mhm,
topic that is interesting to me, I tend to learn every possible thing that I can on the topic because
mhm,
I also have Aquarius placements and Aquarius is uh the collective like alien energy. So like we want to help everybody on earth be as good as possible because we know that there is something better than the stupid bullshit that we get stuck in, the minutia of every single day,
yeah,
right? So self-care, when I
mhm,
tell you, my kids now, my husband now, everybody understands like when dinner's done and it's like 7:30, I just look at them and I go, all right, that's what I want done this is what I want done in the kitchen. And I'm gonna go lay down or I'm gonna go bounce on my trampoline, whatever it is. And they're like horizontal time because horizontal time means you can still come talk to me while I'm in the bed, right? Like excuse me. I don't want to sit on the couch and watch a show. I want to lay in my bed and watch a show, but I'm still
mhm,
available. Or I'm going to lay down, leave me the fuck alone. Like I'm tired.
mhm,
I'm going sleepies, right? So
mhm,
self-care, what I want everybody listening to know is when you model self-care, everybody in your life starts to see how important it is and they're able to start taking care of themselves too. So that
mhm,
our our savior syndrome and our good girl complexes that we have of like I'm responsible for everybody's energy and everybody's attitude and everybody's mood and how everybody's feeling. My husband, my kids, my dog, my no, you're not. Everybody's responsible for their own fucking happiness. And if they're running low and they've tried everything that they know to do and they still need help, then they can come ask me for help.
yeah, unless you're a
But
toddler. So a
well, I
toddler
mean, even then, I'm not having a toddler around anymore. Your toddler isn't even a toddler anymore. Isn't he 4 now?
he's 5. It's funny because
17.
now he says, "Mommy, do you need quiet time?" I say, "Kari, I need some quiet time." So now he knows, like, he'll look and he says, "Mommy, do you need quiet time?" I say, "Yes, I need some quiet time." And he knows. He say, "Okay." And sometimes he says, "Can I give you a little bit of love?" And he'll come and he gives me a hug, and then he walks in his room and he leaves me alone. And I'm like, see, even the kids know. Sometimes I'm like, I'm a little overstimulated and I don't want to yell at y'all, so I need some quiet time. And they're like, okay, and they get it. They'll go and they kind of sometimes they're itching, they'll come peek in the room and say, "Is it over yet?" I'm like, "No, it's not over yet," but they try to be patient. So I appreciate it.
He has always been a caring, helpful boy. I remember when you came to my husband's birthday party at the beach, however many years ago, and
Mhm.
everybody took turns holding Kari, and he was not like my sons. My sons were like holding a sack of potatoes. They didn't try and help out. They weren't trying to hold on to nothing. They were just like, "Pick me up," and then it was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna die. You're so heavy." I swear, I was holding Kari. I could let go, and he would still hold on. I was like, "All right, I can do this. This is good. Just move around, get on the back,
Yeah.
or just swap him side." And he was like, "Yeah, as long as I'm up high with the grown-ups, I'm happy, but I'll make it easy on you." So he's always been looking
Yeah.
out for you. You looked out with that one. But, not only gives you what you're meant to handle.
This is true.
So, you're a really strong bitch if your baby's cried for 16 months straight, Which I
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Wow.
he's 5 now?
He's 5. He is 5. Yeah. I feel like time is, like, on fast forward mode because when I tell people my story, like, "Hey, I got into full-time real estate investing, like, 5 years ago on maternity leave." That's when my credit got messed up, and I was, like, so broke I couldn't pay attention, okay? Like,
Yeah.
life was life, and I was like, "I really feel like I'm smart enough to figure this out, but I gotta do things differently." And that's really when I started taking the reins and started doing the credit repair and really started deep diving, real estate investing. And it's been 5 years and I've been doing real estate and like credit repair, like full-time entrepreneurship for 3 years. So when I tell people like it doesn't take that long, when you say 5 years, people are like, "Oh my God, that's so long." But I'm like, the time's gonna pass anyway. You might as well like start taking the steps because the time is gonna pass whether or not you're doing what you're supposed to be doing or whether or not you're doing what you say you wanna do, right? So 5 years from now, and, like, we're, like, on a seven-figure journey now. I've surpassed my six-figure goals. Now we're on a seven-figure journey. So, like, I tell people all the time, "Don't let the time fool you. It's going to fly."
Yeah, yeah, it does. People don't tell you too, like, when you're on this healing journey and you're learning more about yourself and you're optimizing your days and you're really, really, like, self-focused and success-focused, when you're enjoying yourself, time goes by like that.
Mhm,
It
it
is so
does.
fast, especially if you got ADHD and the only things that you, like, hate are, doctor's appointments and stuff where you're just sitting there and then time takes forever, but literally, it's already fucking May. Like,
Listen,
I've had my
I
Christmas
can't
tree
even
down since
deal.
February. Like, it's almost time to put the Christmas tree back up.
Right, right. Listen, by the time
So
summer is over, it's Christmas. It is Christmas. Once the end of summer, it's Christmas time by that time.
I know. I know. It's all right. I'm dealing with a 18-year-old going on 19 stepson, a 14 going on
Mm.
15, and my youngest just turned.
Well, they can all feed
But
themselves,
somehow
so that
I'm
sounds
still 28. I don't know what happened. I don't understand. I turned 37 just a few days ago, and I'm like, "Thank you for your happy birthday wishes, by the way." I answered you back in my head. I just didn't answer you back on the phone. It
Yeah,
happens.
you're
Everybody's used to it.
good.
Everybody's used to it. I was like, "Look at you. How cute that is." And then it was
Yeah.
gone. It was addressed in my brain. So since you're in real estate and
Mhm.
because we came up in the restaurant industry together, can you tell me about the biggest risk that you've ever taken and was it worth it?
I mean, the biggest risk was not going back to the job when they called me to come back.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm good.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall in that conversation with the
Yeah.
manager that I'm
But
sure I knew and
yeah, I
all
was
of that.
already, like, itching to go. So, for me, risk it's funny because I was talking to my therapist, and we have established that, just growing up, I've always been in survival mode. So when you say risk, I'm like, "Yeah, everything is risky. Life is risky. What are you talking about?" I don't even know, like, risk is normalized for me now.
Yeah.
So really the risk factor is changing what I was doing before, like refusing to go back to the place of comfort. And so like listen, anytime I buy a property, 9 times out of 10, like sometimes I go look at them, but other times I don't go look at them. Every time I buy a property is risky, to be quite honest. For anybody that is investing in real estate or tax liens and taxis, don't do that.
Don't
Don't do what I just
don't do
said.
that.
Don't do that. Go see the property. I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. I have a little more experience than other people, which is why I know how to mitigate those risks that way. But if you're a newbie, do not do that. Okay. Cause I kind of we'll have to get into those stories another day. But real estate investing in general is considered high risk. Okay. Buying tax defaulted properties is considered high risk. Okay. These are properties that other people haven't even paid the taxes on. So now you're picking it up with any problems that they may have. All right. So all of it is risky. It's really just about enjoying the journey. And I always say, like, the money's in the problem solving. So I know that I'm going to have to solve some problems. That's just the state that I exist in. I know that there are going to be challenges. I know that something's going to pop up, but I'm ready for it. Like, I don't quite know what it is, but I'm like, all right, let's get to it because we're going to have to solve it out. Like, figure it out, solve it. And
Yeah.
to me, that's also exciting. So there's that risk, there's that anxiety on auction days. I'm usually like jacked up adrenaline, but it's fun and nerve wracking at the same time.
I bet. I bet. I mean, a job is risky. I worked at the Hops on Fowler Avenue in Tampa, Florida, and I had my
Mhm.
most successful Sunday double ever, made the most money ever. And that night, the higher ups walked in and said, "We're not opening up tomorrow." And I was like, I'm not fucking sweeping. I want everybody to know that we're not opening tomorrow. If this is it, I'm not doing my fucking side work. I did do my side
Yeah.
work, but now I would, if roles are reversed, now I wouldn't have done my side work. But like, you never know. You absolutely never know. The only thing in life that's guaranteed is your ability to show up for yourself.
Yeah, this is true. This is
That's the
true.
only thing.
I absolutely love that you said that because I always tell my mentees and other people that I'm talking to on TikTok, I'm like, I'll bet on myself any day of the week. I'll bet on
Yeah.
myself 1 million times because I know that I won't let myself down. I mean, there are times where like I'm tired or whatever, but I know that eventually I'm gonna show up for myself. I give myself 110% with everything. So and I feel like a lot of people won't even bet on themselves because they're scared because then they don't have anybody else to blame. It's you with you.
Yeah.
It's you with you.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I think really the only people that are super successful entrepreneurs are neurodivergent. And I think you can see elements of their potential entrepreneurship in their lifestyle choices. So if you were always a person that liked to play a one-on-one sport as opposed to a team sport, you're probably going to be a great entrepreneur. I was really big into tennis. I was
Mhm.
really big into golf. And when I did play things like soccer and that sort of stuff, it was fun, but I never felt the urge to take it seriously because you had to rely on so many other people. I was
That's
like,
interesting. I played basketball. So, but basketball
yeah,
is a team sport. Yeah, shooting
yeah. But
guard.
basketball has a lot of standouts though. I feel like
It
basketball
does.
has more standouts than any other sport. It's more of like a showboat sport when in terms of the team sports.
I can see that. I can see that. But there's definitely that element of like, hey, you can't be the weakest link on your team. So you
Oh
still have to
yeah.
focus on yourself and be able to execute for yourself in order for your overall team to be successful. So
And it's so high stress basketball because all eyes are on you. And I don't know all the rules of basketball, so I may get it wrong. But those 3-pointers from really far away, when like the time goes out on the like every movie ever with basketball,
yeah.
everybody's staring at you, bitch. Nobody's looking at anybody else.
Yeah, I wasn't attempting any 3-point shots. I was a drive to the hole. Let me get my layup in because you don't win the game. Actually, it's funny because you don't win the game with 3-point shots. You win the game with the 2-point shots. Consistent 2-point shots, as in consistent 2-point either layups or 2-point shots. But the game is won with the 2-point shots. The 3-pointers are just, like icing on the cake. But it's that repetitive drive to the hole plays that win the game.
Yeah, that's so interesting that you know that about basketball and then that you have stayed. You're one of the most consistent people that I've ever seen in my life in terms of showing up every single day, no matter what it
What?
takes. Because I knew you back in the music days. I knew you back before you had the baby. I knew you back when we were
Yeah.
grinding doubles, doing whatever we had to do. And I wasn't even like, I knew I wanted my own business and I knew I was in school for business. Thank God I got my degree in 2019 after 5 years. It's fine. We don't have to say anything. But like, I got distracted by all sorts of stuff. I got distracted by drinking friends. I got distracted by X, Y, and Z. I thought I had to be the perfect mom and all that shit. But you were like, nah, music didn't work out. So now I'm doing credit. Now credit's boring me. So I'm going to do this real estate stuff. And I was like, "Damn, look at her go. Okay. I guess I want to be like Antoinette when I grow up."
Oh my God. You know what's crazy? I always feel like I'm not consistent enough, but you're the second person to say that to me within like a 24-hour time period. Actually, the third
Yeah.
person. They said, you have consistently been showing up. And I made a commitment to myself to show up on TikTok consistently for Taxi Tuesdays, and I did that for a year, and look what happened.
Wow.
Like, just,
Yeah.
but I didn't even think about it in terms of, like, the music and things like that. Like, I have consistently been, working on being an entrepreneur, and I didn't even think about that until just now.
And you've consistently been accountable and aware of like, all right, this isn't working anymore, or this doesn't feel aligned anymore. I got to keep
Mhm.
moving. I got to do this or I got to do that. So, like, that level of self awareness is what we could all strive for.
Oh, man, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I always feel like I have so much growth, but then I growth to do, which, honestly, if you're not growing, you're dead, right? So there's always
Yeah.
growth to happen. But I think in our own eyes, we don't necessarily, we don't see all of the things all of the time. So it's always nice to hear it from other people, and you're just like, I did do that.
Hey, I did show up. That was me.
Yeah.
Was me. That's good. So let me ask you this. Since you are a member at the Neurospice Academy, has anything really happened and changed in your life and business since joining? Share with us what you've realized about having expert coaches in multiple arenas, having their help at your fingertips whenever you want. How has that changed the game for you?
Oh, well, okay. So a number of things happened from joining the academy. Like, and I think one of the biggest things was honestly the self-care proponent. Like self-care, self-care, self-care. That really kind of was like the catalyst. And then I went and I got a new therapist, and I'm still on the journey. So it's still something that I'm currently building, but really like making it a non-negotiable. That was one of the major things that changed. And then me setting boundaries and defining boundaries in my life is still, again, it's still in the works, but a huge thing for me because before I didn't have them.
Yeah.
And if you don't have boundaries, you're just all over the place. Okay. Your cattle's running loose. Your cattle is running loose. So, and then the third thing is, I had a conversation with Christina, and Christina, like, really kind of just, man, she like dug into my business, right? But the insight that I got from the meeting was just like really mind blowing. I think people don't understand the value of seeds being planted because those seeds grow, and she really just like planted some things in me that really I was like, oh, well, why don't I do that? Well, why am I doing it that way? And now I'm in the process of like restructuring my entire business. Like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I don't want to do that. Hey, I don't want to do that. It no longer serves me. We're changing this around. My team's like, what's happening? I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out together. But like, just no. So
So
actually, go ahead.
restructuring is something that everyone listening, I want you to know because I just restructured my business too to accommodate my role at the Neurospicy Academy and to be in alignment with my ultimate end goals and whatnot. And I
Mhm,
restructured for like 4 months, and I didn't
mhm,
realize that it was going to take that long. I didn't realize what my business was going to look like when I wasn't taking new clients because I was building a new program for new clients and focusing.
mhm.
Like, the restructuring process is a trip. How are you
Yeah,
handling it?
it is intense. But I think I'm handling it by doing the research. So now I'm kind of like in this deep diving, like I am wearing out my library card because I am getting so many books and I'm just like taking in information. And then after I get the information, I'm like, okay, well, how does this apply to me? And what can I do to improve my business? And really I'm taking small things and put it in, like, literally it's kind of like Tetris or like building blocks. And I'm just taking the information, boop, 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 boop. So sometimes I get a little impatient with myself because I feel like I should have this figured out by now. And really, then I have to give myself grace because I'm like, hello, this is the first time you're doing this. Like, what are you talking about? You should have this figured out. Like, this is a part of the journey. So I am giving myself grace in that regards, but it's definitely taking longer than I thought it would take. Like, I took a week off and I'm like, okay, that was good. You need 3 more weeks like that, minimum, where you're focused on yourself and you're focused on your business and how you can show up the best way for yourself and your business. So yeah, it's funny that you said it took you 4 months because now I'm like, yeah, it might take me longer. In my head, I'm like, I have this fast forward thing with time. Me and time, we have a we have a unique relationship. But, it's definitely gonna take me longer than I thought it was gonna take me, but it's all good. We're on the journey. We're gonna enjoy the journey.
When it comes to growing a business and running a business, I feel like when you're neurodivergent, it's always going to be I'm restructuring or I'm scaling or I'm growing or I'm because there's a difference between growing your business and scaling your business. And that's something that not everybody realizes. Like scaling is something that's taking it much larger as opposed to, running your business is growing your business, right? Like unless you're a
Yeah.
completely booked out coach and you can't take any more clients and you're ready to either elevate to a group coaching program or to an X, Y, and Z and this and this and this, you're literally growing your business every day that you're doing it. You're growing your social media, you're growing your reach, you're doing all that. But scaling is something totally different. So at this point, if we can look at restructuring as, all right, this is pre-scale, right? Like this is making sure, because I had that same meeting with Christina, the headmistress at the Neurospicy Academy and my life and business
Mm.
partner now. And she really guts ya. And she looks at and she's like, all right, well, what about this? And what about this? And what about this? And I'm like, well, I thought they were great. And now that I'm looking at them, they're really not revenue
Right.
drivers and they're really not working out
Right.
as much as I thought they were. So let's put the kibosh there on those things and start working over here and that sort of stuff. But like she always says, are you building a business to sell it or are you building a business to stay running? Because if you want anything scalable, you better build something that you can fucking sell. And for all the coaches that are listening, you got to be thinking about no matter if you just started your coaching business yesterday or you've been doing it for 10 years, do you want to have coaches that are certified in your program so that do you want to create a program that other people can teach other people? What are your monthly income goals? What are your yearly income goals? And if you want to make a vision board, here's something that's really changed the game for me. On your vision board, you don't want a picture of a yacht. You want a picture of the view from the lunch deck, right? Like where you'd be eating your food and what you'd be looking at, right? Like that's
Yeah.
the kind of shit that you want your brain to be getting used to when you're talking about, all right, I'm going to level up. All right, I'm going to level up. So what does the highest, like, what does your ultimate end goal look like? Do you want to be able to just get a plane ticket whenever you want? Do you want to only ever fly first class? Do you want to only ever fly private? Or do you want to own your own jet?
Ooh, it's funny because I want to be able to get a ticket whenever I want and not have to worry about like anything, cost or and I don't know if I would want my own jet because that just seems a little cumbersome to me because I have an RV now and really I would like to just drive a bunch of places. Just drive, just be on the landscape, park somewhere, look up at the stars and one of my goals is to drive across the US and South America in the RV. I'm most likely gonna get a class A RV for that. That's the ones that look like tour buses basically. But right now I have a travel trailer that sleeps like 10 people. So I'm like, listen, whoever wants to come with me, come on, we're going on a trip. I mean, I'm pretty sure, 10 people, find a spot on one of the bed. Let's go for an adventure. So I think future me is looking to get back to child Antoinette, which is the wonder, the hey, let's go in the bushes and like go play in the sand and go camping and just create these wonderful memories. So really in my business, I'm looking to grow it to the point where it is scalable. I have other people doing those things because honestly, do I want to be the person doing all of the teaching? No, I'd rather teach other people to do it as well as me. And then I can go do fun stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that is
That's
that
so
is the
true.
goal. Just more adventures for a little inner city girl, for Miami. Like, I went to Colorado this year, and I cannot tell you how my mind was blown. Like, I had never seen mountains. I had never seen snow before. That was my first time seeing snow, and I just felt like I was in every Christmas movie ever made. Like, I was just like, "Oh my gosh, look at the ferns, look at the snow is so, like, light and fluffy," and it was just like I felt like I was in Wonderland, and I was just, like, in Colorado, which honestly, Colorado is beautiful. It is
Yeah.
beautiful, and I was just like, "I want more of this, other places. I just want the wonder." Um, it doesn't always have to be, like, out of the US, but, because there are a lot of cool places in the US, but just being out and, like, not having to worry about the time, and next time I'm gonna bring Kari and the family because Kari was like, "You saw snow? I wanna see snow." I was like, "Bring it next time, buddy." That
Yeah.
trip was for me.
That's so cute. I love that. My husband's in the Navy, so we've driven cross country 4 times. We went from
Mhm.
Tampa to San Diego, San Diego to Jacksonville, Jacksonville to San Diego, San Diego to Jax. So I've done it on
Mm.
multiple routes. I've done it in 4 days. I've done it in 15 days. I've done it north, south, east, west, all of that. And I never need to drive cross country ever again. So I will book a spot for you in my private plane that I book that I don't own, because that's how I'm going to be traveling ultimately 5 to 10 years from now, because I
I
just
don't know,
don't want to
maybe
drive ever again.
you can put me on game because I don't know. I can be swayed. I was like, oh my gosh, like the thought of owning a jet just sound like we have this boat that we do boating in, so we rent the boat, so we don't have to own the boat. But like just me owning the RV, I was like, geez, this thing comes with so many pieces. You got a house, you got to do this, you got to do that. So now the thought of like owning big things, I'm like, I don't necessarily want to own it, but do I want to book it when I want to book it? Yeah, I'll be a part of a
So
jet club.
that's why that question is so good for the mindset shifts that are necessary, because you have to embody who you want to be right now to resonate with the universe for them to go, oh, okay, that's what she wants. All right, send it. Send it in, boys. Send it in. Let's go. Let's go. Right. So,
Yeah.
like, self care is so important to me. Skincare, beauty. I love my makeup. You know that my factory operating setting, if I could, is just, drag queen. That's the look that I go for every day. I have to tone it down every day that I'm doing my makeup. I'm like, ma'am, who do you think you are? No, 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 no. So I want, hair and makeup. I want,
Yeah.
a manager to make some deals and shit for me. So I don't even have to fucking do that anymore, but I want to be able to step in when I want to step in. I want coaches and shit working underneath me. I want lots of employees, all that. So the person who values themselves that much and has that much bandwidth and that much, coin and bread, she better start taking care of herself really well right now to start resonating
Mhm.
on that level. Because if I were still going to bed with makeup on my face every single night, I am not sending the vibration out to the universe that this bitch wants more.
This is true. This is
So,
true.
what are your manifestation tips and tricks for the entrepreneurs listening?
Ooh. We'll do a vision board. That's first and foremost. Like having it, I have my vision board on my phone. So it's my screensaver. It's in front of my desk. It's on the side wall when I wake up and I look over and by the window. Like I have it, and I did multiple versions. So like I have like two different versions, but they basically have the same things on them. But just to, mix things up. So do a vision board. Be consistent. Like, show up for yourself and in your business and for yourself. Like show up for yourself because sometimes we get bogged down thinking about, oh man, I really want this thing, right? Whatever your big thing is, I really want this thing, but I don't know how to get there. And we get confused and wrapped up in the how. You don't need to know the how.
Yeah.
Just show up for yourself. Do small things for yourself every day to get there. I have been manifesting like crazy. And sometimes I'm even spooked at like the level of I want to say like recognition that I've been getting. Like I was like, God has really been showing up for me. So and it's kind of spooky. Like I was like, oh yeah, I really wish I had a software. A lot of people were asking me for a software. Boom, lo and behold, now I have a software. And I was just like, how did that just fall in my lap? There are times when it's like, I'm not sure how I'm gonna complete this deal, or I feel like I've been holding this property too long and I'm getting a little antsy. Boom, I get a buyer the next day. They're sending it their deposit. Like it is crazy. So don't worry too much about the how. Okay.
Yeah.
Think about where you want to be and then show up for yourself every single day. One foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
All right. Keep your visions right in front of you.
You're so smart. You're so right. I had a moment. I've had two weird moments in the past couple of weeks with in real life uh being recognized from my social media. So first and foremost, I was out for drinks with a girlfriend
Hmm.
over in like the San Marco area around Christmas time, I want to say. And I don't drink anymore. She was drinking. I have my kava. I'm good to go. So we're sitting there. The next day, I get on a live on TikTok to like do my face and whatnot. And somebody comes on. She goes, I think I saw you last night. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, were you at blah, blah, blah? And I was like, she was like, oh my God, I was there. I knew that was you. And I was like, oh, why didn't you say hi? She's like, I will next time. I'm like, okay, cool. And then a couple days ago, I did the most ADHD thing ever. I went to the grocery store for a big haul, which they're all kind of turning into now that everybody's a teenager in this fucking house. But I went for a big haul and I came home and I was like, all right, everybody, you guys want tortellini for dinner? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, let me grab that jar of spaghetti sauce that we have here at the house that I didn't need to buy at the grocery store. We did not have any spaghetti sauce at the fucking house. So I was supposed to get some at the grocery store. So I was out of spoons and I'd already taken my bra off. I wasn't going to go to the grocery store. So I put my hoodie on and I went down to the little Italian pizza place that's well known that's walkable from my house. And I walk in and they have this cute thing on their like counter that's an Instagram like follower counter. So like just got the little Instagram sign and it says however many thousands or whatnot. And I was like, oh, this is a conversation starter. So people are going to come in. They go, what is that? And I go, that's how many followers we have on Instagram. Why don't you follow us on Instagram? So I was like, this is so smart. So I checked to see if I was following them. I wasn't following them, but they were following me.
Ooh.
So I followed them back, and it made total sense for why when I do walk in there to pick up a pizza on, 2 nights out of the month, they're all like, "Hey, how," like, all the women are like, that real familiar, like, "Hey, girl, how are you?" And I was like,
Yeah,
"Hey." I'm like, "I don't know, man, these people, what is happening?" But it's because they follow me on Instagram. So, it happens. It happens without
yeah.
you even realizing it or knowing it. But when you show up for yourself every day and you say, I'm going to post on my Instagram stories, even if it's just a little like, hey, this is the screenshot of what we do at the Neurospicy Academy. People want to fucking know about you when you're putting your information out there, when you're like, hey, this is what I do. This is who I help. This is how I can help you. You're helping even people that aren't your like ideal clients just by showing up every
Mhm.
single day and showing how much fun you're having, or, vice versa, showing what the hard parts look like,
Yep, yep.
you know?
I really firmly believe, like, there's power in your story, whatever your story is. Some people feel like they're not interesting enough, and I'm like, "You never know, like, your story can impact someone and just cause a ripple effect, so just tell your story. It's not hard. Just tell your story."
Absolutely, because you can get out of that shitty 9 to 5, you can get out of that shitty restaurant, you can stop working for your horrible boss, you can figure out what your superpowers are and start making like, I make money from going live, doing my face, and working with clients that I'm absolutely in love with every single day,
Yep. I get on the internet and talk about real estate and credit.
right?
I make money from talking to people. I literally am sitting there talking to people. The same thing. Like, sometimes I'm just like, "Hey, guys, I don't have a topic today, so what's up?"
Yeah,
That's
what do
it.
you wanna talk about?
Yes.
Yeah, that's so funny. Now, just person to person, entrepreneur to entrepreneur, at the academy, we're going to start doing, an Ask Me Anything, right? An AMA, and it's gonna be for anybody that's not at the academy, and you'll be able to sign up for 10 minutes direct with me and Christina. She's a business design professional and amazing coach, and I'm really, mindset, social media, how are we going to get those gremlins to chill the fuck out in your brain and stop telling you that you suck. Because
Mhm.
my imposter syndrome says, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" All the time, all the time. Who the fuck do you think you are? You haven't spent years in school for this. You haven't spent years studying every topic known to man that comes to mindset and manifestation and all that sort of stuff. What does your imposter syndrome say to you?
Ooh, that I don't have enough real estate, that I haven't done enough
Ooh,
deals. Yeah, it's the real estate, and sometimes I get a little antsy, like, with coaching. Coaching is time consuming, people. Coaching is time consuming, so if I am focused on coaching, a new set of clients, then I lack in my deals, like, I'm not actively, like, looking for deals. So then it's like, "Well, when was the last time you did a deal?" And I'll get a little antsy about that because 'cause I'm like, I wanna still be doing deals." So, my imposter syndrome will be telling me like, "Hey, you're not doing enough real estate deals." You know what I mean?
yeah,
Or your deals aren't big enough. So
yeah.
somehow I get in my mind like, "Oh yeah, you just booked a land parcel, but they're building apartment complexes." Like, it's not big enough. No, it is big enough. It is big enough.
Uh,
My deals are big enough. I've done enough deals. Like I have enough social proof. Like, um, sometimes I'll have people come on my live and they're like, "Are you certified?" And I'm like, "Certified by whom?"
Yes, I swear to God. If people don't stop coming, where do you get the right to charge what you charge? Do you have a business? Is what I asked them first of all. And they're like, no. And I said, well, I don't need to talk to you because I only work with entrepreneurs that have businesses. I'm not here for somebody that's trying to go from working a 9 to 5 to starting a business because that's not my area of expertise anymore. My area of expertise is how are we going to make you go big or go home? How am I going to get you to speak on big stages? How am I going to get you to write the fucking book? How am I going to get you to be a sold out on demand fucking coach in your industry? Right. So don't let the people who have never been where you're going try and give you directions.
Yeah. People will test you, especially on social media. They're like, "Oh, well, who are you and why?" I'm like, "Listen, you do not have to come to me, baby.
Right?
It's a whole
Right?
it's a whole Google world out there. Don't come on my stage and ask me questions about myself. Listen, I have done my work. I am doing my work. I think my lifestyle speaks for itself. If I'm at a level that you want to be at, then I don't know why you're over here questioning, well, what have you done? Just retired my mom and retired myself and worked for myself for over 3 years and
Yeah.
crossed the six-figure mark. Like that's my credentials. Okay. Those are my credentials.
Yeah.
So if
And
that's
the
not
thing is
enough
too,
for you,
like,
that's fine.
I'm not telling
to
you you
go
have to
elsewhere.
buy from me. You don't have to give me money.
Right.
You don't have to when I do an affiliate fucking video for the parasite cleanse that I really like and all this other stuff, I've done the research on it and I've done it multiple times in my life and I've seen fantastic results. If you don't like it, you don't have to comment on my shit because then you're just gonna see more of my shit.
Yeah.
Like,
The
I'm not
internet
telling
is
you
a
that it's
it's a fun
funny,
place.
isn't it?
It is a funny place, but that's the other thing, like, you gotta have thick skin, and again, that goes back to not taking things personally. Like, some people, they just like to ruffle feathers, and, I'm just in a state where I'm like, "I'm not even gonna answer your questions anymore." Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna answer your questions. I'm only gonna engage people that are seriously here to learn or, give value because a lot of times it's like, hey, I'm creating these products because people ask me to create these products. It's not like I'm sitting here like, no, you guys on TikTok ask me, hey, well, can you do this? Hey, can you coach me? Okay. So when I have people like, well, who are you? First of all, you guys asked me to be here.
Yeah, seriously. I'm filling a hole in the industry here. Thank you very much.
Right. Because let me tell you
That's so
something. There's
good.
a lot of people out here that are doing their thing and they are not coaching. They are
Yeah.
minding their business and making their money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So before we dive in to the lightning round of fun questions, which I ask
Okay.
every person on the show, that are all pretty much ADHD related, and give everybody the information where they can find you, how you can help them, all that sort of stuff.
Hey guys, okay, I'm Antoinette, aka Red Lotus Chick. You guys can find me on TikTok, Instagram at Red Lotus Chick, spelled CHIC, no K.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I teach people how
Yeah.
to invest in tax defaulted properties and how to leverage their personal credit to get business funding and grow and scale their real estate empire.
Yes, we love that. Also, everything will be linked here where you're watching it. Okay. Are you ready for the lightning round? It's 5 questions. One of them is a two-parter.
Let's do it.
First and foremost, what is your favorite social media platform?
TikTok.
Everybody knows that. Number 2, what is the most recent rabbit hole you've gone down?
Ooh, like carpet steamers. For some reason, I am intrigued with cleaning carpet. And that's like outside of my business. Now my most recent rabbit hole that is business related is figuring out all things revenue profit based, like the numbers. I'm in the
Okay.
numbers rabbit hole.
All right. We like that. We like that. All right. Number 3, what is your emotional support show? So the show that you would like to put on if you're trying to fall asleep, or the show that you put on if you cannot take on a new show because you're not emotionally prepared.
Avatar: The Last Airbender. Any anime that I've already seen, but mostly anime. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I forget that you're a grown up that likes anime, but I love you for it. Don't worry. I won't stop talking to you
Yeah.
just because of that.
I get all of my life lessons from anime, okay? Like, give me some Kung Fu Panda and I'm there stressing and it's just talking about inner peace. I'm like, see, that was the message I needed to receive today in a non-intrusive way.
Absolutely. All right. I can get behind it for that reason. All right. Here's the two-parter. First and foremost, have you consumed any water today?
Yes, but not enough.
All right. And then the second part is, do you want to share your emotional support cup with everyone watching?
Oh, I don't have an emotional support cup. I should have one. I just drink out of the red cups, the red cups.
No. Oh my God. I need your
So
address. I'll send you an emotional support cup that you can customize yourself because every
okay.
ADHD here needs an emotional support cup. All right. And the last question. What is your current dopamine snack and or meal?
Pepper jack cheese. I have been hooked on this pepper jack cheese. And really, it's just cheese in general, right? But I recently had this pepper jack cheese from Sam's Club, and it is amazing. And I was like, I gotta really like this stuff is crack. But I'm a salty girl. I love anything like an Italian sub, pizza,
Oh,
pasta with cheese. Yeah, any of
yeah.
that stuff. My
Yeah.
go-to when I'm just like, I'm just gonna do that. It's an Italian sub or it's a pizza.
I love that. Carbs and cheese are my favorite too.
Mhm.
Like I was vegan for a while, over a year. I was vegan. I was very happy and I love the way it made me feel. But I miss cheese. So now I am a technical vegetarian. I do not like flesh. The only thing that was an actual animal that I've consumed in the past 2 years was snails because I was at a fancy restaurant. They had us. And my rationale to be able to say, yeah, I can eat this is that I don't think snails would have ever had a relationship with their mom. So I don't think that they are aware that they are being like killed when they're being killed. Whereas I think, traditional farming of like cows and chickens and stuff is really stressful on them and shit. So I don't want to eat them after they've been raised in that environment and then killed that way. So, um, yeah, it goes really deep for me. That but cheese I can get behind. I'm trying to go like as organic with the cheese as possible. And like when I get it home, I take it out of the plastic and like put it in glass and all. Cause my rabbit hole right now is like hormone disruption and health and wellness
Mhm.
for neurodivergent people because I made this connection in my brain and this is what I'm exploring right now behind the scenes. If our ADHD symptoms, if our executive dysfunction, right? The 8 key executive functions that are what we really struggle with as neurodivergent humans. If those are worse around our period when our estrogen is low and our estrogen is a hormone, then
Mhm.
do all of our hormones directly impact our neurodivergence? And could that make it better or worse? Oh, I also have PCOS and endometriosis and all this other sort of hormone imbalance issues. And I'm learning even more about, MCAS and the what I call the motherfucker gene, but I know it's like the MTHFR, whatever we're gonna call it. But it just seems so hormonally linked to me that I'm like, all right, how healthy can I go? Don't think that I'm above anybody because I still drink 3 diet sodas a day. So, it's all about the balance and the harmony that we can get, but really understanding like how much better can I treat my body so that my mind can really be sharp.
I am so interested in that. Let me know what your findings are because, baby, I am crazy during my amp flow. Like the week before and the week, and like my energy levels are just so all over the place. I could literally be depressed like for 3 days. And I'm talking like nobody talks to me like I cannot function depressed. So
Yeah.
yeah, let me know when you find out because at this point I was like, the next time I go to my physician, I'm gonna ask them to test my thyroid, test my hormone levels because I feel like the older you get, the more like off it gets. Not to mention weight gain. Weight gain. I don't know if this is an age thing. I don't know if this is a neurodivergent thing, but like, listen,
Cortisol. It's cortisol.
yeah, yes,
Cortisol.
and it
It's
changes
cortisol and
your
stress.
whole body. And I'm like,
Mhm.
when did this happen? And why is it so hard for me to lose weight now? I'm pretty sure that's hormonal. Like
I mean,
every potion I've taken, it's stress, high cortisol level.
yeah, I had Dr. Alicia on. She's a naturopathic doctor. And I've been following her on Instagram for a little while and I really like her. She's adorable and cute and really, really smart. And essentially there's another doctor that she was quoting. Doctors, MDs, medical doctors are really to help you with that line of fine. So do you have a disease? Okay, no, you don't have a disease. Cool. We're gonna get you alive, but we're not necessarily gonna get you like well, and then you have to go the
Yeah,
route of a naturopathic doctor to really look closely at your hormone levels and how we can fix them and how we can get them there. Because a medical doctor is not here for you to thrive, it's here for you to be alive, right? So,
yeah,
once you want to
barely.
get that and keep moving really well. I mean, first and foremost, I'll tell you, and this is going to be TMI for a lot of people. I'm a person that really struggles with constipation. So my stress will just stop my digestive system. And
Mm.
it was when my mom was alive. She passed away a couple of years ago. It literally used to be a joke with my mom of like, "Hey Mel, if you're gonna go out of town, you got to take some stuff or you're not gonna poop and la 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 and da 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 and yada yada." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." I now have doing all this research and I follow a nutritionist that specializes in constipation in women and hormone imbalances in women. And she's really incredible. And I'm probably going to work with her. If you have any sort of backup in your system, essentially what happens is all of those hormones. So if you have excess estrogen or excess progesterone or excess testosterone, it just gets reabsorbed in your body. It just gets reabsorbed in your body. So if you are not eliminating every day, regularly, the food that you ate yesterday, then it's just going to build up and build up and build up. And you can do a motility test, which means you have to eat white sesame seeds or corn. And then you have to find out when it comes back out because you'll be able to see it when it comes back out. And I ate corn on Saturday, and I did not see it until Wednesday or Thursday. And that is after actively I am taking something just about every day to get things moving, a special natural supplement to get things moving. And I'm telling you, if you think that you're going regularly, but you're still having hormone issues, you're probably not going regularly.
That is so interesting. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna be putting sesame seeds in my food just to be like, I wonder. I'm pretty regular, but if you're like really following a natural diet, you're supposed to go as much as babies, and babies go like 3 times a day. So, I mean, I feel like everyone in the US with the way that food is produced will have some sort of
Yeah.
um, but I'm definitely gonna test that theory out. Test it out. Now we're talking about poop on your podcast.
My first guest to talk about poop with me on my podcast. I love it. I love it. I mean, the moral of the story is take care of yourself, do your
Right.
research, and figure out what you can do to start feeling your best because it's nobody else's responsibility to make you feel your best.
That part. That's the message we want you guys to take away.
And eat corn or sesame seeds to make sure that everything is moving properly. Thank you very much. Everybody looks at their poop. Anybody who says they don't is a liar.
This message has been brought to you by
You know what I can do? I can reach out to the person that I'm following and see if she wants to be on the podcast. That's what I'll do.
Listen, that little segment, that's for poopery.
Be like, please, I have ADHD and I'm trying to feel better. Can you come on my show? Thank you. Thank you. All right. Antoinette, thank you so much for being on the show. Tell everybody how much you love them. We love you all equally and for different reasons.
Love you guys.
And
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mel.
You're welcome.